Hi, I'm Tony Shepperd, and welcome to the demonstration of the Mark VIII. We are pleased to announce that this will be shipping Q1 of 2010. It is designed as a standalone system. There are 16 500 series components that you can place in here. You can use anything that is approved by the VPR Alliance. The 16 slots, Bank A is 1, and Bank B is 2, and there are 8 slots in each. There is a bypass to each one of the bays, Bay 1 and Bay 2 bypass, and there's an insert to Bay 1 and Bay 2. The cool thing about the bays is that there are D-subs on the back of each one of the Mark VIIIs, and those come out with insert send and returns for Bay 1 and Bay 2. So you can literally use them to insert something in, if you had a mic pre in number 8 in Bay 1 or a mic pre in Bay 2 in number 8, or anywhere, you could use them and not have to have them in a serial form. So you could use them on a patch bay and just basically use them where you want to and just patch into them. That's the great thing about this. It allows you great flexibility in terms of where you've got each individual module. It doesn't have to be in exactly an inline configuration. You might have a mic pre in number 4, but if you want to use it in number 8, they all come out on the D-subs on the back, so you can connect them at any time and just cross-patch them. That's Bay 1 here. This is Bay 2. Each individual 500 series becomes active when you take off the bypass of each one. In the same way that you're doing that, you can also have the insert. Now that's in bypass. If you want to hear something in Bay 1 or Bay 2, just make sure that the bypass button is off. If you want to hear something on Bay 1, you just simply take off the bypass and Bay 1 is active. The same thing with Bay 2. You can use the Mark VIII without any 500 series in here whatsoever. Each Mark VIII has 8 buses, and once again, that's on the back of every Mark VIII. It's on the D-sub. It allows you to have 8 buses plus the stereo bus. This is bus 1 and through bus 8, and then your stereo bus here left and right. On here, you've got 2 dedicated aux sends. Each one is stereo, and there's a pre and a post to each one. Okay? You push down, it's pre. Up is post. Your color really comes from the modules that you want to put in here. If you want to have an Electrodyne mic pre, or a BAC compressor, or an EQ from Pete's Place, or API, as long as it is a 500 series VPR Alliance approved 500 series component, you're good to go. And the color comes from what you put into the slot. Okay? So let's keep moving down. So let's put this back in bypass mode. Each Mark VIII on each channel has 8 buses plus the stereo bus. So if I wanted to send something out bus 1, it's here. Bus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way down, plus the stereo bus. Next we've got pan, okay? And you just engage the pan. If you want it completely in mono, you just take the pan out. And if you want the pan in, you put the pan in. This group of 6 buttons down here are your pan, phase reverse, 20 dB pad, mute, solo, and this is the hippest button on the console. This is the Unity button. The Unity button allows you to have all the faders, instead of bringing them up to 0, by placing all the buttons down on Unity, allows the console to be as if it were zeroed out, just like this. In fact, you can take this, put all the faders to 0, and push the Unity button in and out, and except for hearing the click of the button, you will hear no difference. That's how cool it is. In keeping with the building aspects of having a Mark VIII, you can put in any moving fader automation you want. If later on you decide you want to put in Martin Sound flying faders, or if you wanted to put in shadow from Tonelux. You can put in any moving fader system you would like to put in. So one of the cool things about having the Mark VIII is you can make this color any way you want it to be colored. It comes standard with nothing in it. And you put any 500 series that you want to. So if you want to have an all A Designs color coming from your 500 series, you just insert them a little bit at a time. So every month you buy a new, flavor. Or if you own Electrodyne mic pre's and your friend owns A Designs mic pre's, you can swap it out because they can hot swap and you can in minutes have a completely different color in your console. You can go to lunchboxhero.com and check out all of the stuff that is in the VPR Alliance and kind of get a breakdown of it. When you start patching it, you can patch around anywhere you want and have the 500 series remain in their exact same places on these bays. Bay 1, Bay 2. You can have a BAC 500 here, and then you could patch into the 501 mic pre, and then go out to the 511 EQs. You can patch around anywhere you want because all of this comes on an insert, send, and return on the back of this Mark VIII. So let's say the first year and things are going well, you get yourself a Mark VIII, and you want to get yourself a few modules of 500 series components, but you realize that you're going to need a second Mark VIII immediately. On the back of each Mark VIII is a master and a slave button. One is designated as a master, the rest are designated as slaves, and they all interconnect. All the buses connect, and they are allowed to pass audio from one to the other, okay? You can start with one Mark VIII and eventually build up to 4, all controlled with all the same buses under one roof. Eventually, we're planning on a center section, and that's where the solos come into play, and all of these can expand out to 4 Mark VIIIs. Because you've got the Mark VIII in this configuration, you'll have 4 Mark VIIIs put together eventually, and you'll have 16 bays in each one, so you'll have a ton of capabilities for the 500 series to color the sound the way you want.